Welcome back. Time for this week's Capitol Report with Pat McGuigan of CapitolBeatOK.com. Pat, of course, this week brought the news of the terrible killings in Orlando, the subsequent fury of prominent Americans and politicians casting blame. What are your reflections on this?
Well, I'm afraid we're living in a time where some serious-minded people with a certain level of intelligence are saying and doing things that make it look to me like the First Amendment and the Second Amendment to the Constitution might both be in play in terms of the future of the country. First, speech, religion, press, other protections, the right to assembly, and so forth. Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms. We're at a point in our country where there was strenuous verbal public objection to members of Congress holding a moment of silence to remember the people who had been murdered so horribly in Orlando. You contrast that with, at the time of 9/11, the entire House of Representatives singing "God Bless America" with in key and all at the same time. So I'm concerned. Russell Moore, a prominent Baptist leader, wrote in Time magazine on their post, "Can we still weep together?" And that's an interesting question given where we are. I'm very concerned for our country. The things like the ACLU lawyer in Florida who immediately wrapped this dreadful murder around the neck of gun owners and of Christians. He used those terms to describe the people he was blaming. If anything, they doubled down on that theme after it became clear that the killer, the person who took weapons and killed all those innocent people, was a homosexual, closeted, and a Muslim, I guess conflicted. Blaming guns. Well, I blame more ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and other radical extremists. I'll use whatever modifier is acceptable. Organizations that claim they adhere to Islam. And who actually control areas of land and space from which they're able to operate and send out their hateful messages. Box cutters, pressure cookers, IEDs, shoe bombs, underwear bombs, all of those things have been used in a couple of cases in horrific, cataclysmic in terms of numbers, terrorist acts. So I'm very concerned that the focus is on guns rather than on the actions of this person and what might have motivated him. I want to make it clear that I'm much closer to Paul Ryan than to our current president or the two people most likely to replace him, Clinton and Trump. I think Trump's call for a Muslim ban is contrary to our country's traditions and our country's morality. Like Paul Ryan, I want security tests, not religion tests. I want a recognition that we're at war with a malevolent version of one of the world's monotheistic religions, and we need to recognize that. A couple of years ago, you might even remember I provoked some discussion when I said we really need to declare war on these folks, but not have the kind of reactions we had at the time of World War I against Germans and at the time of World War II against Japanese people. We're in for some tough times.
You can read more about this topic and others at CapitolBeatOK.com. For Pat McGuigan, I'm Alex Cameron. Have a great day.